beauties, welcome back to my Beauty's Big Sister channel and probably to my most requested review ever, which is the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Foundation SPF 30. You guys have been messaging me about this so much, so I thought it was finally time for me to sit down and properly review this foundation. I've probably been wearing it for about 2 months now, so I know a lot about it. I know how it wears, but I'm going to show you how it applies, tell you all the information about it and give you my final thoughts. First of all, the main standout point for this is infused with hyaluronic acid. Super nourishing, hydrating ingredient that really does plump your skin. So this is good for all ages. This really is combining skincare with makeup. I would say that this is probably more suited if you do have dry skin because it's really going to hydrate. If you do have oily skin, you're really going to need to prime and set this foundation to make sure that you don't get oily throughout the day, because I find it super glowy and really hydrating. Love that you've got SPF 30 with this. The main thing that you need to do before you apply it is shake it well. You want to mix together the skincare and makeup. It's very liquidy. So I have shade 500W warm, medium, dark. So you can see that I do have quite an olive skin tone, so I'm definitely in the warm category. There is also a cool category and a neutral category. Only thing that I have against this is that there is only 15 shades in the range. I didn't actually realise until now looking that this is the darkest shade in the warm category, which for me I don't even feel like is dark enough for me right now that I've been fake tanning. One major point about this foundation is that it definitely needs to be opened up into a wider shade category. I'll show you on the back of my hand. I feel very naked right now with nothing on my skin, so let's go straight in with applying it. I'm just going to show it on the back of my hand first so you can see the kind of texture that it is. You can see it dripping down here. It's a very dewy serum like texture. You can see the kind of light silky formula. You can see here just how beautifully this foundation blends. It really does feel like applying skincare when you apply it to the skin. So I'll just swatch that right there. So you can see it is pretty good colour match for me, but I feel like I could go darker in the summer. But just from gliding that on, can you see the kind of silky texture that it is? So for day to day, you can definitely apply this with your fingers. I really like to do that if I just want a light coverage, and it just gives you a really nice skin-like veil. It doesn't feel like you've got makeup on. Very light on the skin, but what's great about this is it definitely can double up as your nighttime foundation as well as your light tinted moisturizer kind of product. That is just from applying a super light layer onto my skin with just my fingers. You'll be able to see the difference with my skin. It just kind of evens everything out, gives a super glowy finish, kind of like a skin perfector. I feel like my skin is very soft when you apply it, and as you can see, it's just like any redness that I've got here, my blemish area, it's kind of just giving me this beautiful glowy veil. I know a lot of people are kind of thinking, what is the difference between the Charlotte Tilbury and By Terry foundation? Because they both have skincare products infused with a foundation. I personally think they're so different, and I definitely prefer the By Terry. This is a lighter formula. I feel like it's a lot more silky, it's a lot more satin-like. Charlotte Tilbury is definitely more full coverage. It kind of gives that full coverage airbrush impact look, whereas this is more suited, I think, for day-to-day summer makeup where you just want a light veil. But I will build it up. So again, I will apply it onto this side of the face. You can drop it straight onto your face if you want. This foundation, I love to buff it in with my brush. Can you just, it's light as air, it just glides on, it gives your skin such a smooth finish. I prefer to use a brush with this, but you can of course use a sponge if you want to. A sponge is nicer if you definitely want a more full coverage look, but I do feel like because it's such a liquid hydrating formula, the sponge does soak up quite a lot of the product, so we don't want to waste this By Terry. Can you see how plump and glowy my skin looks. I don't have a primer on, I haven't put anything underneath this because I want you to see this product on its own. But even from underneath my eye, it's kind of lifted this area. It's given my skin major luminosity. The reason it has taken me so long to film this video is because I didn't realise how many people would be interested about this foundation. This is £50, which for me is a lot for a foundation. I haven't bought a foundation at that price tag ever. I just didn't realise it would be a foundation that you guys were interested in buying. Obviously it is a very high price point. You can definitely see the quality that you get. I don't think you'd be disappointed with this foundation, and I have never received so many compliments wearing this foundation. I'm gonna be honest, like just from doing my YouTube lives, when I've been wearing it in there, like even my friends were messaging me after like, what was you wearing? Like your skin looked so good. Is this foundation? This is my skin before. Obviously you can see a bit of redness, you can see some blemishes. This side, pretty good. It's an insane foundation. Let's go in to this side. Again, you can see the bounce, the dew, luminosity with this foundation. Now, one thing I have heard, one of my followers bought this foundation, messaged me and was like, I have quite enlarged pores, and it just highlights everything. It makes them look even more pronounced. So all I would say is if you do have enlarged pores, if pores is an issue for you, I would 100% recommend investing in a pore blurring primer to go underneath this foundation. That's what you're going to need for this. Obviously all I can go on right now is what it looks like on my skin. Honestly, this has grown to be like one of my favorite foundations ever. I'm not gonna lie, I was very on the fence about this foundation in the beginning because I didn't feel like it lasted on me. I do get quite oily and shiny throughout the day, so I couldn't just leave my foundation like this and expect it to last. I definitely need to set my foundation. I need to prime properly. I'm gonna go in now and just set it with my By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra powder. If you haven't tried this, it is very, very good. It is like a blurring kind of powder. So if enlarged pores are your biggest concern, this is an amazing powder, and it does work with this product so much. It does kind of mattify it a little bit, but I need that to set it in place. Okay, so hopefully you can see on camera. I'm sure you will be able to, because I can definitely see in real life how much this side has just kind of airbrushed. It set everything in place. Whereas here, like, I do love this glow, but this little triangle, it's just too shiny for me and that will not last. So I do need to set my makeup for sure. So I'm just gonna do this side now. This is a really, really nice powder. I also have the tinted ones as well. I'm just going to do a light bit of bronze just to give my skin a bit of definition. This is the Hydra powder in medium dark. So this is like a loose powder bronzer, which is very, very unique. Just to give my skin a little bit of definition. And it does definitely help to set the foundation down as well. As I say, a lot of these products have been formulated to work together. That is the By Terry Hydra foundation. Let me know if you've got any more questions about this foundation in the comments below. I do feel like it lasts well if you set it properly, but I do really like it. As I said, just applying with my fingertips for a really light coverage during the day as well. It's an expensive foundation, do not get me wrong. You don't need to spend this much on a foundation. However, if you do have the money to spend and you want to spend the money on this foundation, I do not think you'll be disappointed, and I do think you're really going to get the wear out of it. I just don't think By Terry ever disappoints, to be honest, and as you can see, my skin is glowing. I don't even have any highlighter on, and it's still got that plumpness and dewiness to my skin. If you have tried this already, let me know what you think of it in the comments below, and as I said, if you've got any questions, just let me know. If you are new here, then please subscribe. I'm uploading every day during the week at the minute. We're also going on live stream on Fridays at 6 p.m. and I would absolutely love if you come and join our little sisterhood. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my video tomorrow. Bye!